Welcome back everyone to Final Fantasy XIV. It's been a while since I last played. In fact, I think it was October that I last played. It is now January of 2021, and I spent the last couple months playing through a rather big DLC for ESO, for the Hrothgar DLC, and I decided to finish that entirely of what I was going to do with it before I decided to jump back in here. So let's go ahead and go along with what we were talking about here. I believe we're in the post stuff for Stormblood at this point, so I guess we'll go ahead and see what this goes for us. Aaronvald and I forged ahead at the fastest pace we could manage, but I was not surprised to find you waiting for us. I suppose it serves us right for challenging the Warrior of Light. Next time we should agree on some manner of handicap. Now, we may have lost Alphanod, but think of what we found. Quite, I stood reeling at the sight of the Mountain of Riches. What, like how you reeled at the sight of the floating spectre, you mean? You should have heard him scream, Naren. Must we dwell on such momentary lapses? We found the Mad King's trove, and that's all that matters. And we get an orchestrian role. All jesting aside, we must tell the people good news, and I think Leash should be the first. Second, there's been a meeting of representatives from across Alamiga, so she is sure to be in the city. Shall we seek her out? Sounds good to me. We do have some of our new stuff here. We've got quite a bit of it, but we're still missing a little bit of it. We're gonna have to get gonna have to get some of it still. The augmented stuff here. Skaven. However you want to pronounce that. I don't actually know where in the city this is. Maybe we should go ahead and just grab our Yule here. Which in this post-game stuff, it's always great to have flying unlocked everywhere. It's the reason I put so much focus on it going through the main meat of the expansion, because there's so much back and forth going on in this post stuff. Oh, you three look pleased with yourselves. What have you been up to? I'm glad you asked, Lise. I'm pretty sure you're going to like the answer. You're joking, the Mad King's trove. I thought it was a myth. So did plenty of people, but they didn't have Naren and Alphanod in their party. Credit for finding it should really go to them. As for what to do with it all, I vote that it goes toward elevating the suffering of Alamiga's poor. Gods, if there was as much as you say. Aaronvald did not exaggerate, I assure you. We cannot hope to carry even a fraction of it on our own. I have taken the liberty of sketching out a rough map of the ruins. If you'll assemble a squad of your most trusted freedom fighters, they should be able to follow the route to where the treasure lies. Understood, I'll make sure every coin is accounted for. And that goes for spending of it as well. Thank you. Well, there's one other thing. When the time comes to draw up a plan for distributing the spoils, I would ask that you consult Alphanod. I don't have a head for details, I'm not educated. I see that simply handing out sacks of gil won't solve everything. I couldn't rightly tell you what to do instead. Oh, I know the feeling. I'd welcome any advice you could give us, Alphanod. Of course, I shall be at your disposal. Commander, we've got a problem. Deep breaths, tell me what's happened. Mobs gathered outside the headquarters, and they've been starting to make demands. You best come and see for yourself.
Step back, all of you!
Like hells we will! We know who you've got in there!
We're not leaving till you hand her over!
Bring her out! Bring her out!
What's going on?
Someone let slip about Fordola.
It's true then. The bitch really is in there. I knew it. I bloody knew it. We demand vengeance! Bring her out! Today we butcher the butcher!
Butcher the... Come on, you don't mean that! We'd be no better than the Imperials if you'd all just calm down! Calm down! That monster and her thrice damned skulls dragged my man from our home and beat him to death in the street!
Aye! And my dad! That bitch has spilt enough blood to fill a lock!
We all know her crimes. She's a traitor and a murderer. How many of your resistance friends have died at her hands, eh? And here you are, protecting her!
So that's what all the fuss is about. Hearken to me, brothers and sisters of Alamigo.
Hey, who's this?
That's the Bull of Alamigo.
My friends, you are not alone in your anger, your grief, your despair, for it is mine as well. That gnawing pain in your breast, it is enough to bring an old bull to his knees. But I ask you, brothers and sisters, to think not only of the family and friends who were cut down before your very eyes, but to think also of the ones who were abducted, the ones who may yet live. Where were they taken? What became of them? These questions demand answers. I share your thirst for justice, for vengeance. But we will gain only fleeting satisfaction if we give in to our base appetites. We will never know the truth. Now is the time that we, the people of Alamigo, must decide what manner of nation we will build for ourselves, and for generations yet unborn. When they look to our example, will they see a people who held fast to their principles, or one who cast them aside when tried? I say to you, it is our responsibility to give these prisoners a fair trial, that they might answer to all of Alamigo. The Garleans called us savages, and I'll be damned if we prove them right.
I know you're right, I do, but I can't.
As usual, he's a pretty good speaker. At least kind of needs to step up her game. My thanks, Reborn. Listening to their anger, I could feel myself being swept away. It was a difficult tide to stem. It was that same rage that brought us to our feet and carried us to victory, but now the war is over, all the unspent fury is being channeled to vengeance. Aye, it's not just here, reports of mobs forming all over. They've been targeting folk known to have cooperate with the Garlinians. It starts with insults most often, then someone picks up a stone. Some industrious souls even thought to seek out the graves of Xenos and his officers. It was grim. I want to build a country where everyone, regardless of race or origin, can live side by side in peace, but maybe the time isn't right. Maybe people just ain't ready. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna try. The representatives will be here soon. I'll be damned if I'm gonna give up before I've even begun. Who are these representatives exactly? Our village elders, refugees leaders, and the like. wouldn't be right for us to dictate the nation's future on our own, so we plan a summit of sorts. We've even invited the Inata and the Quickwind to participate. Alamigo stands at a crossroads, and this meeting will decide which path it takes. The matter of Fordora's sentence cannot be suffered to disrupt proceedings. Then let's execute her and be done with it. She herself has asked to be put to death. Iago, I've already explained why we wouldn't do that. Sending her to the gallows might satisfy people right now, but where would it end? Should we round up everybody who has collaborated? And everyone who didn't resist? There'd be no one left, and we'd be no better than Theodoric and Xenos. Begging your pardon, but I might be allowed to speak with Fedora. Only, I caught a glimpse of her past. A moment of it, anyway, during the fight. She's done terrible things, aye, unforgivable things, but in some ways, she's a victim of the circumstances in which she was born. That's something I can understand. Alright, speak with the prison guard when you're ready, and I'll come and join you. I want to talk to her too. I'll return to my other duties then. We've barely begun to investigate the facility where they gave Fedora her powers. Be fairly warned, friend, she will test you. Don't let your emotions color your judgment when she does. Alright, time to talk to her, I guess. Alright, let's go ahead and head on inside.
So many visitors. Come to have a good laugh, have you? Or do you mean to put me out of my misery? To finish what you started? It's about bloody time.
That's not why we're here, no. Do you remember what I said? How I promised you you'd live long enough to see us win our freedom? Well, I meant it. And not to mock you either.
You're wasting your time. All of this is pointless! There's no reason to keep me alive, and you know it! I killed your men. I killed my men! And you know what my only regret is? That I didn't kill you when I had the chance!
That's a lie, and you know it! You think we can't tell what you're trying to do? That we're blind? Yeah, you're a fool, but you're not stupid. You're ruthless. Relentless. You'd give up anything and everything to get what you want. You didn't come this far, climbing over the bodies of your own brothers and sisters just to piss it all away. I see you, Fordola. I see you for what you are.
Come along, Fordola. We mustn't be late. The Imperial Viceroy will be attending today's banquet.
All right! Father, what's Lord Gaius like? Is he nice? Are you friends?
There you go again with all your questions.
Lord Gaius is a great and honourable man who looks after all of Alamigo. He's very busy, and if we don't hurry, we'll miss our chance to see him.
Filthy tin-head lovers.
Father, what did that man call us?
The little tin-head lover doesn't know what she is, eh? A traitor, sweetheart. A backstabbing bitch who'd gladly betray her kith and kin to gnaw on what few scraps the Imperials deign to toss her. Like your bastard father and whore mother.
That's not true! My parents are good people! They've never done anything like that!
Oh, but they were quick to help themselves and their bitch spawn, weren't they? You're just as guilty as them.
Fordola!
Traitors!
Please! You have to do something! My husband and daughter are in danger!
Soldiers of the Imperial Army are under no obligation to intervene in the disputes of army.
We're citizens! We have rights!
Father, I'm scared.
It's all right. It's all right. They don't understand, but they'll see in time. They'll see that this is the only way to survive. Traitors! Traitors!
Let the savages have their fun. They'll be more compliant once they've tired themselves out.
Fordola, please! You already have citizenship. Why would you want to become a soldier? Oh, gods! What have you done to your face?
Forgotten it already, have you? I'm honouring Father's memory.
By telling the world that you know better than a common savage.
Am I though, Mother? Are any of us? Can't you see? Citizenship means nothing to them. If you're not a pure-blood Garlean, you're no different from any other savage. So I'll play the part. I'll join the Legion and I'll make them respect me. And when the mob see that, they'll think twice before throwing their stones. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. It's time. It'll be hard. Humiliating. They'll try to break us. Send us crawling back to our own kind. But we won't, no matter what. We'll bleed for them, die for them if we have to. We'll do whatever it takes to be free!
So, you mean to play the part one last time, eh? The unrepentant traitor whose death will serve to unite the people?
Shut up.
You had every chance to kill yourself. Fashion a noose from your clothes, wait for the guards to leave you alone long enough to slip it over your neck.
I said shut up!
Oh, but then it would have all been for nothing, wouldn't it? Whatever it takes. That's what you said.
Been in my head, have you? Had a little peek at my past? And what? A few stolen memories tell you everything you need to know, do they? Don't you dare patronize me! You don't know a god's damned thing about the life I've led! The bastards that killed him. The bastards that let it happen. My father deserved better! I swore I'd do whatever it took to make them pay! You. All that power. All that pain. It's too much. Too much for anyone. The things they've done to you. The lies. The betrayal. The endless fighting. Yet there you stand. Unbroken. How? Why?
Yeah, we'll go with the middle choice.
Damn you. Damn you all.
You still have time, Fordola. Think about how you want to spend it. Let's go.
That completes that quest, apparently. I don't know that we solved anything exactly, but we given Fordola something to think about at least. Oh, and I found something new to think about too. I don't know about you, Nari, but those visions only come to me every now and then. From the way Fordola kept wincing, though, I get the feeling she's having them almost all the time. It's a lot of bad memories to deal with. I wonder, could there be some fundamental difference between one who's born with the Echo and one who's been artificially imbued with it? Well, the immortal flames have been scouring that research facility ever since the Liberation. There's a chance they might have some answers for us. General Alden's there seeking the investigation. Let's go and pay him a visit, shall we? It is like pitch black here. Yeah, here it is, okay. Let's go and head on inside, see what's going on. And there goes somebody running off there. What news? You spoke of Fordola, I take it. Yes, I was expecting she didn't say much, but it wasn't a total waste of time. Arnvald knows something odd about her. He thinks she might be having visions almost constantly, which is not how the Echo normally works. Have you found anything here that might explain why it's so different for her? We've been hard-pressed just to organize the research materials, let alone study them. To be frank, I'd welcome the Scion's expert assistance if you have time to lend a hand. Yeah, the pod, okay. This was one of the ones that our friend was in, wasn't it? Why so much cryo was held seems even more ominous now that you know its purpose. Swaying pods are marked supply subject, but this one bears the label master subject. Ironworks received a request from the Alliance to analyze these devices. I've been recording everything of interest. Did you notice the labeling? All the pods are designed to drain the ether of the occupant, so you have that one right there. Unlike the others, the interior has been fitted with an array of sensors to measure etheric waveforms. To what purpose, however, I couldn't tell you. So many bodies, every one of them a victim of these experiments. If you show any signs of external injury, from what we've been able to determine, they perish from forcible ether extraction. Such a miserable way to die. I know little and less of science, so any light you can shed on the facility's operations will be most appreciated. Alright, shall we start with you? Taking a combination of the testimonies of Kryl and Thancred, I do begin to see exactly what the Imperials are attempting here. The enhancement procedure entailed infusing a single candidate with ether siphoned from a multitude of supply subjects. As for the master subject, in the case Kryl, the patterns of etheric activity would provide the model upon which they would be artificially engineered the candidate's aura. In other words, they were trying to recreate Kryl's Echo. I believe so, which would explain our prisoner's present state. Kryl is possessed of an unrivaled ability to hear the whispers of the soul. It seems probable that the procedure engendered the same acute sensitivity in Fordola. The soldiers who guard Reborn, many of them lost friends and family to the skulls. There's a sentry at her door night and day. She can't help sensing their thoughts and seeing their past. But you don't just see their past, you live it. All the emotions, all the pain. Imagine what it'll do to you. You'll never be the same again. Indeed, as you may recall, Ysalia was completely transformed by a single glimpse of Haskavir's past. Fordola has been forced to experience the agony of those lives she destroyed. The guilt must be unbearable. That explains the request to be executed. Sounds to me like a kind of justice. Regardless, she can suffer on for now. We have more pressing matters to consider. The results of these experiments have been relayed back to Gullimald. They'll be not to stop the Empire from repeating the trick. They could give the Echo to anyone, to an entire legion. We must be ready. We must learn all we can of these godforsaken procedures, and Fordola remains our best source of information. She'll not be getting her wish, not yet. Right. Keep faith, lass. If you're convinced others will follow you, you must believe what you're telling them. People will respond to passion, but not if it's feigned. I understand. Thank you, General. We should leave the flames to it. Let's go. I go looking for answers about the Echo and end up being schooled by Reborn. Yet more evidence that I don't know what I'm doing. It's no wonder people listen to him and not me. General Alden is a veteran of countless campaigns, Lise. You cannot compare yourself to the commander of his experience. I know, but I also know that I couldn't convince that mob to give up and go home. It makes me realize just how much I rely on his authority, how much I still have to learn. I wonder what he'll do when everything here is settled. I mean, it's his homeland. After going to the trouble of winning it back, might he not want to stay? There's a quandary which countless refugees now face, to continue the life they built in Udal, or still to gain the land of their birth. Nar in a moment. I'm newly returned from Udal with a message from the Sultana. My Grace desires an audience with you. She understands that you have responsibilities here, but asks you to visit the palace at your earliest convenience. Well, I must away and attend to other business. Until next time, my friends. An audience with the Sultana, depending on the nature of her consultation, this might be the perfect opportunity to inquire about General's future plans. Yes, we don't like to know about those, off and on, but not everyone's as comfortable interrogating royalty as you. Take no notice of him, Narin. Well, the question of how to put the Mad King's treasures to good use shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we be about it, Arvanad? I'm at your beck and call. I should be getting back to my own task. I'll organize a squad to head down to the ruins, and then preparing for the big meeting. I will send Nanamo my regards, Narn. Narn do, if you please. We shall see you on your return. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. We can just go ahead and do return, actually. Always a bit of a load trying to get in here to Udal. Okay, where exactly are we heading here? Husting Strip. Okay. That's not the right way. I always forget that there's like a trick here. Yeah, I kind of missed the December event, which I'm kind of annoyed by, but... Husting Strip. Yes, let's go to Husting Strip. Lots of people hanging out up here. My lady, I was honored to face you in the tournament. Since that day, I've spent my every spare moment in the practice yard, striving to attain some fraction of your skill with the blade. Now forgive me, you're here for the audience of the Sultana. Please proceed.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy. The liberation of Alamigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Reborn and his future. All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Uldar home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Alamigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Reborn chooses to remain in Uldar or return to Alamigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a Sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears. Might I have your company for a brief adventure? Wonderful. Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
Alright. Okay, we have to go all the way back to the quicksand. Yeah, we'll go back to the plaza. So be curious of a little adventure apparently here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here though, because this is probably a good stopping point. pretty cutscene heavy, but that kind of makes sense since it took place right after I believe it was a dungeon I did last time. I think this is the door to the quicksand, isn't it? Yeah, it is, okay. Oh wait, this way? Okay. Well, next time we shall go out on our adventure. So, see you then.